Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Monday, April 18th, 2022. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. One thing we'll want to keep an eye on is the previous week's low price right now. Here's the previous week's high. Price dropped early in the week, went sideways for much of the week, and then Friday failed new high down and closing on lows. We're now testing prices below the previous week's low at the previous month's midpoint. So if there's an ability for the ES to reject prices below the previous week's low of 43.74 a quarter, that could open up a bounce back above 4,400 and into the previous week's midpoint of 44.33 as an early move to begin the week. So again, that's the level to watch. Any failure to, basically get above 43.74 is here today could open up an early continuation downward. Again, we're right in the middle of this range here. 4,600, you have 4,400, and then you have 4,200. And those are your major distributions of the current market right now, and we're currently at this edge. And normally after going up and down once, you may go back up and stay in this range a bit. If there's a failure to hold this one, then you may transition downward to the low and then start to trade in this lower distribution here. So again, this zone's going to be very, very important early on this week. Again, continue to watch the previous week's low. If we take a look at the NQ, this one is completely trading below the previous week's low right now. Here's the previous week's low. Again, failed new high on Friday, outside day down. Downward trend last week with a range that developed, and here we are trading below the previous week's low. A rejection of prices, just say of 13.9. Need to get back above 13.9 and find acceptance back above that level. That will open up a return back to the previous week's midpoint, which is currently 14.129 quarter. 14.129 is the previous week's mid. Again, that would be a snapback. We have a downtrend here, though. Again, any early weakness or any strength that's seen this week could be seen as an opportunity for weakness to come and follow, given that we are in a downtrend. So early strength this week could offer an opportunity to see selling pressure back down if price cannot get through the previous week's midpoint fairly soon. Okay, let's take a look now at crude oil. Crude oil here, finding a way to get back to the 106s, currently trading 106.82 at the moment. We mentioned down here that this rejection in this zone could provide a bounce back to 105, 106, and we got it. A mere few days later, we're holding right at that zone. Again, above 106s opens up 116 above, and we're then trading between 106 and 116. So we're right at the edge of this one here. Again, this market has been trading between the 106 and higher zone, and then 106 and 95, 92 down below. And again, overall, this market remains very strong for the period of time we're seeing at the moment. High volatility market. Hard to sell this one unless you're kind of way up here at 115, 116. Best buys are down here, and now that we've moved off this edge, we're kind of at the middle, and now you're looking at kind of a smaller range here. 106 to 116 could be next. If there's a failure to hold 106 or 105, then you may drop down back to the bottom. All right, let's take a look here at Bitcoin. Bitcoin has pulled back quite a bit ever since pushing into the 48Ks. Again, this was the initial narrow 3-day range we talked about before that suggested we had a shot for at least 46, and we got that move. We've now come all the way back and wiped out that entire move back into that 3-day range, and we're seeing a failed new low right now. We're seeing price attempt to reject the previous week's low. Previous week's low is right around 39,175 or so. Basically this low right here. And acceptance above that level could open up a return back to the previous week's midpoint, which is 41K. 41K. So again, can price continue to hold the 39,175s? If so, it opens up 41K up ahead over the next couple of days at the very least. We're still trying to see if we can find a strong low in all of these markets that are going downward. You know, when we were dropping here, we found this strong low and it helped open up some upside. We're dropping here, that's a strong low, it helped open up some upside. We haven't found that here yet on this downward price discovery phase. Once we do get a strong low, maybe it's sooner than later here. You know, if we get another one of these that develops, say here, that could provide a great opportunity to push this thing back up the range. So we may be closer to finding that strong low here in Bitcoin than we were before. All right, let's take a look here at Ether futures here. This one too, still trying to search for a strong low. We have a downward trend that has developed here to begin the month. It's still trying to trade off of the previous month's midpoint, that level right there, and we could still see a bit more pullback. Again, the key levels that have been in play here, 2500 down below, that 2500 level is about right here. You can see that support. You have 3000 about right here, and then you have the upper edge of the range, 3400. So right now, to fail at 3000 here and the previous month's midpoint could open up the lower end of this range. Anything below 2500 has been an opportunity to find a good price for an opportunity to return it to value and higher prices. So again, looking for the bottom edge of this range for an actionable fade opportunity. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the new week of trading. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.